Hey EMbers, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another comparison video from me. Today's video is going to be a little bit longer in terms of my comparison videos because we are actually comparing 4 different versions of a game here. We are going to be comparing the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 version of The Elder Scrolls for Oblivion, and we're also going to be comparing the Xbox 360 and PC version of The Elder Scrolls Shivering Isles. In terms of the Elder Scrolls franchise, I've said it before, Oblivion is my favourite game. So we'll start with PlayStation 3, here you go. Unfortunately, I do have a pesky sticker in the top right corner that I just can't get off, but this is the front cover. And pretty much exactly the same, the front cover on the Xbox 360 version. It might be a good time to say I have also done a complete Elder Scrolls collection video on my channel if you'd like to check that out. Onto the side now, this is the side of the PlayStation 3 version, pretty typical. And this is the side of the Xbox 360 version. Again, quite typical from what we've seen of these videos so far. The Xbox 360 and Xbox versions tend to bring the picture around to the side, whereas the PlayStation versions tend not to do that. Moving to the back, feel free to pause if you would like to read this. This is the PlayStation 3 version. And the Xbox 360 version. Here they are side by side, so as you can see, not really many differences on the front cover, and not a huge amount of difference on the back either. So this is what you're greeted with when you open the PlayStation 3 version. As you can see, take a note of the disc there. And here we have the Xbox 360 version. So putting them together, as is quite typical, as we've seen during the course of these videos, the logo for Oblivion is on the top of the PlayStation 3 disc. It's on the bottom of the Xbox disc. This is simply because PlayStation likes to have their logos at the bottom and Xbox likes to have their logos at the top. Finally, for Oblivion, we'll move on to the booklet and extras. So I do have the map that comes with the game. So I've opened it out. I'll try my best to show you, but this is the map of Cyrodiil that I'm sure you are all familiar with if you play the Elder Scrolls. I love when games come with little extras like this for no additional cost. There's a lot of collector's editions of games, etc., and they are good, but this is just something that you get regardless of what version of Oblivion you buy, really. Obviously, if you're buying secondhand, then you might not receive this map, but I just think it's a fun little extra, and I know there are a couple of Oblivion challenges out there where they remove the map in-game and fast travel, and you have to basically just use this map to navigate your way around, which I've never actually attempted, but I think it's a good idea. So onto the PlayStation 3 booklet. As this is quite a long video, I'm going to get through this as quickly as I can. So let's get straight on. Again, taking a note of the page numbers, as we always do. I love the layout of this booklet. I always have, to be honest. I love the border. I haven't told you what Oblivion's about, to be honest. I've just noticed that. So, how do you describe the Elder Scrolls for people who haven't played? So, it's an RPG. This is the 4th in the series. You can play them as standalones if you want. The most popular is probably the game that comes after this, which is Skyrim. And you basically play as a race. There's many different races in the Elder Scrolls franchise. This particular game is set on Tamriel, and the brief explanation is that a Daedric prince, Mehrunes Dagon, is opening up Oblivion gates all over the city, hence the name of the game, all over the province, sorry. And you, as the player character, have to figure out why that's happening and stop it. That is basically a brief overview, but if you have played any Elder Scrolls games, you know that there is so much more to the games than just that. And here we go. That is the back of the cover. This is one of the biggest booklets we've seen so far at 52 pages. Moving on to the Xbox 360 version now. Of course, you do get the map again. I'm not going to open this one out because I have shown you, obviously, the map with the PlayStation 3 version. Basically, it's exactly the same map. It is a little bit bigger to accommodate for case sizes. So the Xbox 360 version is a slightly bigger map if that's something you wanted to take into consideration for your own collection. Won't talk about these too much, but I also have the miscellaneous bits that come with the Xbox 360 version. And finally, the booklet. So again, we'll keep note of the page numbers, but again, I'm just going to flick through it as quickly as I can. I have a feeling this is exactly the same as the PlayStation 3 version of the booklet. Of course, the only difference is it is a little bit bigger, if that's something that bothers you at all. Again, we'll flick through as quickly as possible. I, of course, haven't got the time to go through every single difference, but the races portion of the booklet is slightly different, as you can see here. But again, it would take far too long to go through every single difference on every single page, so we will not do that. Again, just flicking through as quickly as possible for you all. So one thing I love doing when I play the Elder Scrolls games is role-playing. I like making my own characters. Some people can just pick these games up and play them sort of randomly, I guess. I do like to set limitations on myself, make up my own characters. Again, we have the wonderful notes pages. And this is something different that the PlayStation 3 version didn't have. We have some merchandise. You'll have to let me know if you have any of this. I don't. Then we have the official game guide, which I don't own, but I would definitely like to own that in the future. I do love old game guides. And finally, we have an advertisement for a game that not many people know about, Oblivion on mobile phones, which unfortunately you can't play anymore. I never got the chance to, did you? And there's the back of the booklet, the same 52 pages, so there must be some differences to get the merchandise on here that wasn't on the other one. Again, just bringing them back so you can see the size difference. That's the front of the booklet, and the back quite clearly different, as you can see. That's all the visual differences between Oblivion on the PlayStation 3 and Oblivion on the Xbox 360. I have played the game on both consoles and I can't quite remember any differences at the moment. I'm just preferring playing it on my Xbox because that's the console I happen to be playing at the moment. We'll move on to the Shivering Isles. Now, I'm going to make a bold statement here and say that this is one of the best DLCs ever made, not just for Elder Scrolls, ever. I absolutely love the Shivering Isles. This also includes the other DLC expansion for Oblivion, which is Knights of the Nine. There are other miscellaneous DLC, but these are the two big ones, Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine. So let's start with the Xbox 360 and we'll move on to the PC. This is the front cover. And moving to PC here. Now, I haven't actually checked this, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll hopefully find out as we go along. But this says Knights of the Nine, Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine. This one doesn't. So is the PC version literally just Shivering Isles and not Knights of the Nine? We'll have to find out. So once again, moving on to the side of the Xbox 360 version. Now, funnily enough, the Oblivion Xbox 360 disc, the picture came across. This one, it doesn't. But on the PC, as you can see, it actually does. So that's a little bit of a difference for you there. Then we go to the back of the Xbox 360 version. Please feel free to pause if you would like to. And the back of the PC version. Pretty much the same. And there they are side by side. As you can see, not too many differences at all. So this is what you're greeted with when you open up the Xbox 360 version of Shivering Isles. I should also mention, of course, that to use this disc, you do have to have the base game installed. Pretty obvious, but I just thought I'd mention it. And this is the inside of the PC version. So the discs are quite drastically different, actually. If I bring the Xbox version back, there is the disc for you, and then we'll move back to the PC version. I actually prefer the PC disc over the Xbox disc. So much like Oblivion, you also get a map for the Shivering Isles. Now, this is the map that came with the Xbox 360 version. It is a lot smaller, as you can see, which it would be because, of course, the Oblivion map is the whole province of Cyrodiil. This map is only the Shivering Isles, but it is a lot smaller. And then we move on to the Xbox 360 booklet. This is going to be very, very quick because it's very small, as you can imagine. It's only for one expansion, technically two. That's it. So 4 pages, that's your lot, and there's the back. Now, interestingly, we move on to the PC version. This is the map of the Shivering Isles that they give you for the PC version. As you can see, it is massive. So if you buy the PC version, you actually get this map, which is a lot bigger. Just look at the size comparison of that. And we can't really do a booklet comparison because this is the only thing you get with the PC version. But I think from reading this, I'm right in saying the PC version only gives you Shivering Isles, whereas the Xbox 360 version gives you Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine. How interesting. So that is the full comparison. I would say that the Xbox 360 version wins because obviously you get 2 DLC, but the size of the map in the PC version, you've got to get that PC map if you want to display them, haven't you? So really tough choice. So here they all are together, all 4 that we have compared today. Like I say, Oblivion is my favourite Elder Scrolls game, and Shivering Isles is my favourite expansion pack of all time, I would say. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know, what are your thoughts on the Elder Scrolls franchise? Do you like Oblivion? Is it your favourite? Tell me everything. And until next time, bye EMbers.